Hello and welcome FPL managers and welcome to the Zonal Weakness for 𝐸 𝐖𝐞𝐬𝐬 by Ghana Football Fantasy powered by Fantasy Football Scout. And today, of course, to do the Zonal, joining me, FPL 𝐸𝐞𝐬𝐬 all the way from the United States. FPL 𝐸𝐸𝐬𝐬, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm good. All good. How was your game week?
It was pretty good. Finally, one good game week, so I'm happy about it so far. Yeah.
Oh, well, at least everybody had a good game week after that disastrous one in game week 5, let's say. So, did you have any of the Newcastle assets? I'm assuming you did.
Yeah, I bought in TPR, sold Chilwell for him. So, yeah, happy about that decision also.
Was it because of the wildcard you played, or was it just
no, I have not played my wildcard. I had 2 free transfers, so I bought in TPR, and I also bought in Alvarez. That one didn't work out, but I mean Jackson didn't do much anyways either. So yeah, overall happy about my transfers last game week.
Great. I mean, the Zonal did great, so we're going to go straight into that one. So yeah, audience, thank you so much for joining, and of course, thank you for watching our video and giving us all the support. We would appreciate all the follows on Twitter and of course the like on Facebook, but do subscribe to our YouTube channel because that's where we are kind of recording and showing this video. So please do give us any support. All your support and views are sincerely appreciated by us. And of course, all the data that you see, the zonal data included, are from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. If you're interested in buying the membership, then please click on the link at the description section at the bottom. And of course, you would get a 30% discount. And I think this is a perfect deal for everyone who's a bit of a data freak or kind of, wants to do a bit of analysis, because there's a lot of data there. But yeah, it's up to you. So yeah, if you're interested in this Fantasy Football Scout membership, please do click on the link and you would get a 30% discount. So let's move quickly to the zonal, of course. And this is something new. So let me just get into a little bit of description here. This is basically the transfer suggestions that we made back in game week 3. So in game week 3, we made, based on zonal, we kind of suggested about 6 transfers. And those 6 transfers, we are now trying to see as to how they have performed. And what do you think about this one, FPL 𝐸𝐸𝐬𝐬?
Yeah, I mean, this is basically the players that were suggested before game week 3 and how they have done over the last 4 game weeks, right? I mean, as you can see here, for the likes of Foden, Alvarez, they have done really, really good, right? As predicted, as per their matchups. Chilwell kind of let down, and of course he didn't even start 2 of the games, right? So that's kind of a disappointment for the owners. 𝐸𝐸𝐬𝐬, another one. I think his matchups really looked good again, even like the likes of Crystal Palace or Everton especially, right? All the owners were expecting him to do good, but he didn't. So that's kind of a letdown there. Jota, when he did start, he did pretty well. He actually did score from the bench against West Ham as well. We saw another kind of letdown, but I would say, I mean, in general, Foden and Alvarez kind of showed up very high when you spoke about it before game week 3, and that kind of shows up on their points delivered in the last 4 game weeks as well. So
yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with Chilwell, to be honest. I had him since game week 1, but yeah, I did the technical switch. And of course, you are a Chelsea fan, so I'm not going to comment too much on that. Don't want to hurt my co-host at this moment, but anyway. Anyway,
nothing can hurt me anymore, We're already so bad.
That's true. Anyway, let's see what the zonal brings this week. And here it is, the zonal weakness for game week 7. So what's striking? What's appealing?
Yeah, I mean, as always, a good matchup for Manchester City, as it shows up on Wolves' right flank or City's left flank, essentially. It could be Doku. Grealish is also back. He played some minutes there, so it could be one of them playing there. Good matchup. Not too bad of a matchup for the likes of Foden and Walker either. As for the Arsenal game against Bournemouth, again, very good matchup in general for Arsenal. Again, on the right flank of Bournemouth, it could be Trossard starting there. Last game, 𝐙𝐸𝐬𝐬𝐻 actually started there, right? And 𝐸𝐸𝐬𝐬 went through the middle. So it's kind of unclear who will play in that position, but whoever does could be a good matchup. And also, Bournemouth also tends to consider a lot of goals from headers, etc. So whoever plays through the middle could be a good matchup there as well. As for the West Ham and Newcastle boys, we'll talk about them later, right? In our suggestion for the week, so we'll talk about Bowen and Gordon. Touch more on them later in the video today. Tottenham Liverpool game could be a very, very interesting game, right? For both sides. Both have looked not as good defensively, right? So in general, Salah could again have a lot of joy. I mean, last game we saw that he did score from the penalty, but Darwin actually missed two big chances from that Salah created, right? If he did, Salah would have hauled even bigger. So again, although Tottenham, from an attacking perspective, they're looking good, but their defense looks leaky in general. So Salah could have a lot of joy from the right side again. And same thing for the Liverpool. You were just talking about it before the video, right? Kulusevski kind of shows up on this chart, and you were saying that he's the highest chance creators in the first 6 game weeks out of all the players. So that could be an interesting one. Not a lot of people are looking at Kulusevski. We are concentrated on the likes of Son and Madison, right? But the Zonal is basically saying that this could be, the Liverpool game could be a very, very good matchup for Kulusevski, right? So if you want to add anything on that also.
Yeah, so basically what the stats were showing is that in terms of all the chances created for all the players and, for all the 20 teams, among all the 20 teams, Kulusevski is the highest. And I think he's created about 15 chances so far and still going under the radar because we are kind of all focused on Madison and Son and, going with Udogie or maybe trying to jump onto Poro. But yeah, there are very few and he's still a differential. So beside this match, I think there are other matches that's coming with Tottenham's fixture getting. I think he's going to be one of the players who's probably going to draw a lot of FPL managers' attention. So yeah, something to keep an eye on. Anything on Visa and Buemo, for example?
Yeah, I mean, they have been a little kind of off in the last couple of game weeks, especially against Everton. They look really, really off. They were trying all sorts of long balls through process, etc. None of it worked against them. But again, Forest in general is a good matchup at home as well. Could be a good matchup for Mbeumo for sure. For Wisa too. Again, he was very off in the last game. I'm not sure if he will absolutely start. They have Mope was on the bench and he came up for the last few minutes, I think. So that could be that. But yeah, Mbeumo, I mean, if you still have him, I think he still is a decent hold. I wouldn't probably buy him right now given all the other midfield assets we have, but he's a decent hold for the next few game weeks.
Yeah, the outside chance I think here that's kind of draws my attention a little bit is Doku. But I'm not asking people to take a punt on it, but yeah, he still stands out, and I think that's interesting to say the least.
Right.
Reguilón, for example, is another one that stands out. So yeah, but anyway, let's see because this is going to be the first double game week for this season, and it's of course Luton and Burnley who are playing. So we're kind of underplaying it or kind of undermining the old double game week a little bit. But anyway, let's see what the double game week brings. So what stands out?
Yeah, I mean, of course, as the Zonal suggests, could be a good game week for Morris. He is the focal point for their attack, right? So everything kind of goes through him. So and he hasn't scored, I think, any non-penalty goals yet this season, but he did get chances. Even in the last game, he hit the bar once. So could be a good game, especially the Burnley matchup looks very, very good for him. Everton maybe not as much. And then on the Burnley's right flank, Ogbene could have a good game week as well. But yeah, other than that, it kind of looks all a little bleak, right? I mean, I wouldn't be going out of my way to get either Burnley or Luton assets essentially for this game week.
Yeah, I think I'll let this double game week pass. To be honest,
Yeah,
at least
it's just one of those things you just let it go, kind of, unless you already have some players.
Yeah, I don't have any, and I think I'll let it just go.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go to the transfer suggestions, and we have Bowen for this week. So, what do you think about Bowen's prospect over the next?
Yeah, it's a fantastic matchup, especially against Sheffield, right? As we can see, like 28 chances considered on Bowen's flank. And even the next few, they don't look as bad. Newcastle, of course, not that good of a matchup. But after that, Aston Villa and Everton, especially the Everton game in Game Week 10 could be good as well. But yeah, I mean, Bowen again is the talisman of the team. Everything is kind of going through him. He's in form as well. He's kind of the sticky kind of player, right? When he's in form, he kind of scores goals, assists, and so on. But he looks like the guy for that team right now. So yeah, could be a very good option. I mean, especially if you already have him, absolutely great. Even if you want to like dead end in game week 8, like game week 7, and wildcarding in game week 8 for one game week, Bowen could be a fantastic option. Absolutely.
I just want to, I mean, probably this is not quite related to the zonal, but what we have noticed, at least while doing the zonal, is Everton numbers are really looking quite impressive, and they're not looking as bad. And if anyone is thinking of targeting Everton right now, I think that would be sort of a bit of a difficulty, or a decision that you might just come to regret, to be honest, because the numbers are really kind of showing now. And I think Sean Dyche is kind of showing that, what kind of a manager he is.
Tightening up at the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have considered a few unfortunate goals, but in general, as you said, I mean, they don't look like the team that would concede like 5, 6, 7 goals, right? So they're definitely not that team for sure.
Yeah, so I would suggest that, because people had a lot of people had Pickford and started the season, and they were not able to keep the clean sheet. So somehow, subconsciously it kind of creates that perception that they are probably a team to target. But anyway, so next transfer, of course, is Trippier, and of course the man who's given 18 points last week. But yeah, I think those who went early, very good, well done, including you. But I wasn't the one who had Trippier at all, but I still managed to do well. So what do you think about Trippier now that Salah is also looking like a prospect? It's becoming a bit of a difficulty to fit in all these players. But
right. Yeah. I mean, whether you are wildcarding or not yet, it kind of is hard to fit Haaland, Salah, Son, and Trippier in the same team, right? So you have to make a sacrifice a little bit there. I think for their value, Botman and Schär or even Burn are still good assets at 4.55 million-ish. Trippier, if you can spend the money, he's a fantastic asset. I think overall over the season, he will outscore all the other Newcastle defenders, no doubt. But if value is a question, if you are trying to fit in Salah, Son, and Haaland all together, it's okay to sacrifice him. And he did overperform a little bit last game. He did give 18-pointer, but all the 3 assists were basically 3 big chances, 3 goals essentially from him, right? So it's not going to happen every day. So if you have a value issue, if you have money issue, I think it's okay to go without him. But in isolation, he's a fantastic asset, not just for the next game week. In general, for the next 5, 6 game weeks, he's a fantastic asset.
Right. And I think this is really a fantastic asset. Gordon. No, true. I have a very good feeling about it, but I might be entirely wrong and completely off the, mark here. But I just genuinely feel this is a very good option. But what do you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As you said, I mean, Barnes is also injured now, so his minutes look better, a lot better. He actually didn't even start the last game, right? Barnes was the one that
I think he has 2 injuries.
Yeah. So he is going to take some time for him to recover, and they don't have any other immediate replacement for him to play there. So Gordon is pretty secure in that place, and he looked very, very good, right? Not just in this game, throughout the game, whenever he has started or come off the bench, he has looked like a very good player. He was actually the player of the tournament in the under 19 or under 20 World Cup or something like that, right? Earlier this year. So he is talented. I mean, all of us probably have him again in the back of our mind. He's old, like last season, whatever he did, etc. But this season in a Newcastle team who are very, very attacking, very, very good, he will get plenty of joy again. And if you look at his matchups, not just again this game week, the next few as well, West Ham, Crystal Palace, and Wolves, his flank, it looks like a very, very good matchup. So I wouldn't say he's quite under the radar anymore after his last week's performance. A lot of people are looking at him now. Again, because if we go back to our other point, that if you want to fit in Salah, Son, and Haaland in the same team, and with the Trippier maybe, Gordon is a great enabler. I think he's 5.5 million, if I'm not wrong. So great price.
Yeah.
But don't be swayed by his price. At 5.5 million, he is a great value for that price.
True. And I agree with everything that you just said. I totally agree. Anyway, let's move to the team of the week. And this is how it looks. This team looks completely different to the team that I have. At least last team of the week looked quite similar to the one I had. So turned out to be good. Now looking at this team of the week, I'm a bit scared about my own team. But anyway, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we spoke about most of the players. The two that we probably didn't talk about are the two right backs, Kufal and Walker. Again, they have good matchups against Wolves and Sheffield. Sheffield is just very, very poor in the air, right? So I do expect Sheffield to come up with like a 1 or 2 assists here and there. So that's very possible. Otherwise, I think we spoke about most of the other players. Makes sense against from a zonal standpoint. Just this game week, as you said, we don't have these players in general because they're not that popular. But from a zonal standpoint, just this game week, again, if you're looking at a 1 week punt, I think there are plenty of players here who are very, very good 1 week punts.
Yeah. So maybe things will go our way or things will go Zonal's way, whichever way it goes. Yeah, we'll find out very soon. Yeah. All right. So that's it for this week, of course. Thank you so much for joining. And it's been a pleasure. And I will see you after the international break. And audience, please do continue to support us and do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our Twitter page, Twitter channel. And yeah, thank you so much. And we appreciate all the support. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.